You get Greg Raff?
Yeah. I did not get Jason Sandoval.
Oh, we
or
just went
Chris
live by
Damon.
schedule. We are live on TV.
Oh, terrific.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Yeah,
I
I
did
guess
not
run
know-
the intro. Did it just come on? Or did you click it
I-
to start?
I
I
did
love
not
it.
click
You
it.
certainly caught me off guard. Maybe
I just
maybe
saw the
MD's
thing.
pranking us all along.
I don't know. I just saw the thing that says you're live now, and I'm like, what?
Well,
I'm eating chocolate chip cookies, damn it.
I'm still prepping over here. Well, let's run the intro, and there's our cold open for the night. Hi, everybody. Let's cut to the intro.
At least I know it's live now.
Yes.
I wasn't ready for this. Here we go. I found it. Here we go.
Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Germanuelian.
That feels more real now.
Yes, it's much better. And then it's so different, you know.
It allowed me to eat more cookies.
I got a couple more notes written down, and I got a can of Coke during the intro. Jason Bird, it is Tuesday, October 12th. I'm sorry, it is Thursday, special edition, Thursday. October 12th.
Yep, tomorrow's Friday.
Big shout out to Jason Bird for stepping in and hosting this evening. The podcast's regular host with the most is out with family duties this evening as he prepares for the grind that is the playoffs and the South Texas Match Play Challenge team. I just got a text message from Sabrina right there reminding me that it is Thursday. So shout out.
I mean, she's watching.
Thursday, not Tuesday. This is the playoff special edition, Jason Bird. How are you doing on a Thursday leading up to round one of the tour playoffs? Notice to players just came out. Golf Genius leaderboard is live on the website. It's Thursday. Playoffs start Saturday. What you doing? What you thinking? How you living life?
I mean, I feel great. I haven't touched a golf club all week. Who needs practice? I sure don't. Northern Hills is very receptive and sort of soft, very gettable. So we'll post some back-to-back 61s and go on to Brad.
Ladies and gentlemen, should we just end the podcast right now? I think we should just stop right there, move on. We're done. 61-61. You heard it here. Jason Bird. That's first gross.
I think that's third or fourth gross.
I was gonna say that you were gonna tie, Ben Carricker in a scorecard playoff or something like that.
Yeah, Ben Carricker should beat me. He knows that course. I think he grew up on it.
He grew up on that course. Yes, he knows it very well. Playoff emails out. Tee times are out. Flights are out. 82 golfers of the top 100 are competing Saturday in round 1 at Northern Hills. The rain has done some wonders to the volume of grass on the greens at Northern. You played there last week after the rainfall, and it was thick and healthy.
That is definitely the diplomatic way of saying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. There is a lot of grass on those greens, that's for sure. I mean, it was great. Legitimately, it was smooth. Putts rolled true. It was, in my opinion, a lot better than almost facing.
Okay. Oh, well, that's positive. And we know that Northern Hills are some of the better greens that we get to see throughout the year. Driving range, grill facility.
Ooh, the driving range turf is absolutely pure.
I love coming to Northern Hills.
Northern Hills' new, renovated driving range turf area thingy is good. It's good.
If Brackenridge Park is my favorite Alamo City Golf Trail course, Northern Hills is number 2.
Oh, Northern. Okay, so we've had this conversation before. You have to just get rid of one of the trail courses. You just have to cut one. And Northern Hills is the one I cut.
Yeah, that's such a great conversation. Because it used to be, Mission, no problem.
Mission, yeah, you just cut Mission, right? Just cut it out.
It wasn't even a thought.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a thought.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
And it's so cool that that's not the case anymore. Shout out Clint Bach and his team at Mission Del Lago for making Mission probably the best it's been since the early 90s. I mean, someone's going to call me out on that, I'm sure, but man, it's awesome. But look, Elijah Hendricks playing Northern Hills yesterday. Played yesterday. Greens are rolling very well, lush, and they rolled them. It's good news, and they still have, a full day to prepare.
Cut off the sprinklers.
I talked to the superintendent a couple days ago. I talked to the new course manager, Mike Champagne, at Northern Hills. He's excited to have us there.
Why does that sound a familiar name?
He's played on tour before in a couple events.
Is that what it is?
That's where you've seen the name for. He was a cookie winner this past summer at Mission Del Lago. He played with Bob North. This is testing my memory banks right now. He played with Bob North in the best ball at Mission Del Lago. They won cookies, and I believe that is the week that he came back to take the manager position at Northern Hills. I believe. I'm not sure of the timeline, but that's kind of the way it felt to me.
Gotcha. That's cool.
So, yeah, a little leadership change at Northern Hills. Love going there. The staff's really good. Kevin Molyneux offices out of there. I like going to Northern.
Not out of Brack?
No, not out of Brack.
Did not know Kevin was out of Northern Hills. That's news to me.
Yeah.
Maybe Chelsea was over there.
Chelsea runs the merchandise out of Northern Hills for the whole trail. Mm-hmm. Lots of special events, big weddings, lots of quinceañeras. Northern Hills is a hopping place these days.
The driving range is great.
Driving range Reno is super awesome. I was talking with somebody the last time we were there, and they're forecast to do 60,000 rounds. Now
that is a lot of rounds.
That's a lot.
That's
almost Basin Riverside level,
yeah.
Right? And almost and Riverside are factories nonstop. And when you say that number, that includes the par 3 course at Riverside in those rounds. So shout out to Northern Hills holding up through this summer with their fresh water. Good job, guys. It's awesome. Excited to be there.
That's what it is, right? That's the difference. I mean, they got non-recycled water.
That is correct. Non-recycled water at Northern Hills and
Cedar.
Yep. Recycled everywhere else.
Well, that's great. I mean, other than, I thought Northern's in great shape. Sometimes, you know how it was 4 or 5 years ago when the trail first took over in Northern. Those greens are pool tables. You remember that? Oh my God.
I'm sorry, say again. I missed it.
When the Northern Hills greens were like pool tables.
Oh man. Northern Hills greens, they're good, but they have the potential to be rock star. And
yeah, I mean, I remember I looked this up in Golf Genius today. The stroke average at Northern Hills for Champ Flight has been going down every season that we've been going back, because I think the greens are just getting like softer and they're keeping them just a little bit slower. But man, you look at when we played our first Northern Hills event out there, I think it was 2018 or whatever. And the first one we had in Golf Genius, and Champ Flight scoring average was like 78.
Yeah, like
Northern Hills,
73-1, I think, the tournament you're talking
over
about.
Par, yeah.
It was actually,
you got above the hole and you were just done.
Yeah, it's funny that we and the flag in that tournament, it was spring of 2018. You're correct, and the flag on that tournament on number 1 was in the front center.
Yes,
and it was just Northern Hills showcased, and then number 2 green was lightning. You could putt off that back right corner.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
So
you could putt it into the bunker.
Oh, so good.
I mean, if it was like that, it would be amazing. Number 3 was unholdable. Remember back in the day, no matter how close you got to number 3 or how much of a full wedge you had,
always go all the way through.
Yeah, go to the back. Yeah, you just couldn't keep it on there. That stuff was fun. Number 4, you could putt it off the green from the back tier, and it would just slide down the hill, down the fairway, and all that.
I like Northern. Northern, I've probably played Northern the most of any trail course early in my trail career, which lasted. It's still lasting. I mean, we're on 15 years this year, in conjunction with the trail somehow. Early on, I didn't play a lot when I was at Brack. I played quite a bit at Willow. I played quite a bit at Northern Hills.
Yeah, we can go out there at Northern Hills when you took over there, because you left San Pedro. Like San Pedro just opened, and then you moved over to the Northern Hills.
Yes, San Pedro actually just closed for renovation.
Closed, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it just closed.
It's closed. Yeah.
So, I went over. I was part of the acquisition transfer team when the city inherited Northern Hills. I'm going to use the word inherited there.
I mean, and I'm glad they ultimately did. Look at all the courses closing around here now. Can you imagine if Northern Hills just became condos? We'd have one more course gone. Tea time crunch would be insane right now.
Yeah, the compaction is still big. Riverside's set to open later this calendar year, but Cedar Creek
closing in January.
Set to close in January. I don't know if the trail has made that public.
Oh, well, here we go. Breaking freaking news.
No. We've definitely talked about it before, but I'm not certain I've seen an official closure date. I'm not certain I've seen an official closure date, but
it's like the 14th or something. I think it's on the course calendar. Course calendar.
To
the internet.
I believe that's where it is definitely posted there. I believe.
Yeah, I think it's there, because I think that's where it says Willow is closing in like November or something like that. I don't know. It's exciting though. They can fix number 18 at Cedar finally. Woo!
18 at Cedar. Yes, you mean number 9, but it's really number 18 on the sign. But it's really number 9.
Well, it's the new number 9, but it's the old number 18, and now it's the new 18.
That is accurate.
Yes. It's the old 18 and the new 18. You're talking about so it was the old 18.
Yeah, I'm talking about the center of the Oreo.
Yeah. So it's the old 18, the new old 9, but it's the new 18, or as you would like to say, the current 18.
That is correct. Yes, that is one of the fairways that's on the plan. I have not seen any plans. I'm just talking third party from Ruben and Kevin and a little bit of what I heard, but the 18th fairway grading out and then regrassing and some irrigation work. And Cedar's a great track. If
they could blast through that tree line behind the tee of 18, add another 50 yards of tees, and then you have a par 5, and you can get 4 par 5s back on that card.
I love the back of 18. The old 18, the old 9, and the current 18 is the hole we're talking about at Cedar Creek. And so a lot of people don't put A and B together. That's the driving range tee line is right behind
18 green.
Behind 18 green on top of that little cliff right there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's electricity at the starter shack, and there's plumbing at the starter shack. What a cool area to amphitheater, clear out that entire bowl, after round seating, grill area. I always thought that would be such a cool hangout area down at the bottom of the hill. The only logistical problem is, how do you get there without a cart?
You walk. People have feet.
Well, it's true. But I think that would be a really cool amphitheater seating around 18 green there.
In reality, over 95% of people should be able to just walk down there, right? I understand that there's ADA compliance and some people do need a cart down there, but almost everybody should be able to walk down there. But it is cool. Weren't they going to put like a grill there?
Yeah, that would be super cool. I think that would be super neat. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Grill, patio, outdoor seating, more parking for the range and short game area, instructional area. You okay? Did I say something dumb?
No, you didn't say anything dumb at all.
Okay, normally it's me saying something dumb. Who's doing something funny?
Dude. Fucking Morgan's over here trying to open a soda, and she's trying to be quiet about it because she knows I'm on the podcast. So I just hear click, 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 click. She's doing it all quiet.
Like when you're trying to be quiet on the golf course, opening a zipper, but it's the loudest thing on the planet.
And then she just finally gets to the last click where you really just have to pop through it, and she pops through it, and it sprays her in the face.
Yeah. Trying to be quiet is a golfer's thing. Try playing golf with Jason Bird in 2019. It's exactly like opening that can of Coke right now, I'm sure.
I'm so dumb.
You don't know what he's saying.
You don't want to know what he's saying. Oh, dude, I'm ready. I played Northern Hills pretty good last weekend until I shanked my second shot on 17 OB when I was 2 under or something like that, 1 under. I don't remember. I just know that I had enough at that point. I didn't even play 18.
I like I said earlier, I love going operationally. I love going to Northern Hills. I love the setup there. I love that it's super scoreable. I love the scoring area. I love being kind of close to the parking lot for the first tee box. I love the power lines. I like going to Northern Hills.
I hope the power lines. We should do over under 2.5 strikes on the power line.
The minute we start talking about it, it seems like they get hit all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Over under 2.5. I should put bets on this one. Prop bets on the playoffs.
Listen, I want to say under for sure, but then it's going to go bam bam in championship flight, right away, bam bam.
What year was it where I don't even remember that dude's name, where he hit it twice? He hit it and you're like, no, you got to re-hit. And then he did it again.
Yeah,
and then he did it again. We're like, what?
There were several that tournament. Jeff Young hit it that tournament from up top.
I've never hit it.
Yeah, so the minute you start talking about something like that, it starts getting crazy. Like something that you never would think happened, all of a sudden just goes bam, 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 and then the over hits and it's done.
Yeah.
First,
Elijah wants to know about setup.
the first, how will you all set up the par threes? Three of
It'll
them
be
are
different
almost
every.
210.
I mean, if it's like any typical event that we do that's 2-day like that, technically it's not a 2-day event. I've misspoken. They are 2 individual tournaments, but they're at the same facility, back-to-back days. But
Correct. Yeah. No, you're right.
So I'd imagine the tournament setup committee that does not involve me, I promise, is going to do 2 mids and 2 longs and then switch them up the next day is my guess.
I expect a handful. I expect Northern Hills to play shorter on Saturday, and then make you earn it on Sunday. Very, very reminiscent of the way Olmo's Basin felt different on Sunday versus Saturday a couple weeks ago.
Listen, 18 is a whole lot different when you're going from 170 on those yellow tees versus 235 up the hill in the wind.
Yes. So north wind on Saturday, cold front comes through Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Downwind 18 on Saturday, probably still Sunday.
Yeah, STX amateur elite meteorologist Jason Bird is predicting 20 plus winds out of the north on Saturday.
Yeah, well, that means 18's downwind, so we're gonna play that from 250.
That means 18's downwind. That means 9's into the wind.
You know, I know your favorite thing to do on 9 is put it on the gold/red tee box from like flip wedge away. Now let's not flip wedge into the wind, right? Maybe it's a 9-iron knockdown.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of wind for the tour tournament setup committee to deal with. Setting up 2 hole locations.
4 is always a crosswind. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. 4 should be. 4's pretty north to south, right? 4 plays south, east-ish. Yeah, kind of. 7 will play downwind that way as well. But yeah, I expect it to play a lot of the numbers. This is the playoffs. Maybe a little bit less risk reward, shorter shots. Tim Smith's watching. That's kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about the course setup for round 1 at Northern Hills this Saturday.
You know what got me thinking is I played Northern Hills with Bart Wilson, and we just played from the blues, and I told him, I was like, hey, Travis usually puts these blacks up here on the top tier of number 1 tee box. But we were on the blues, which were below the hill. You know how the tee box does that little like hill thing,
right at the blue, like right at the black to blue transition.
Like right where the rock wall starts. And so that's where the tee box was, and I just did the thing, or you do the thing on the GPS, and it was like 284 carry across the water instead of the usual like 320. And I was like, let's try this, right? And I hit a drive, and I caught it pretty good. Nothing like flush, but nothing terrible. And had like 120 in, barely made the carry. I found the ball mark, like 3 steps ahead of the water line.
Okay.
It got me thinking like, maybe you put it there as a risk reward and see if anyone wants to bite it off. You hook one too bad, you go OB anyway, right?
So that that's kind of, man, that's such a weird shot. The entire front 9 will play crosswind. I just pulled up Google Earth, looking at a map.
It will. Yeah, it will. Number 1 will be downwind, and then it'll turn back cross.
Maybe the tee shot on 6, 3, 6, and 7 is downwind.
Number 1 will be downwind for sure. The tee shot.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird funnel the way I'm looking at it there. And then the back 9, 10, 11 into the wind.
Into the wind.
14 into the wind.
Yep.
And then 17 directly into the wind.
It'll play a real par 5.
And that means that 18's helping a cut.
Who cuts the ball?
Like 92% of golfers.
That's true.
You know? But I've got some numbers, Jason Bird.
Love numbers.
I've got some numbers. There are 12 golfers of a record-setting 635 golfers that played spring season and summer season. 12 golfers competed in every event this year.
Can I guess?
Would you like to guess?
Oh, I want to do it. I want to guess.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab a highlighter so I can keep up.
Yes, I would like to guess.
Okay, there's 12 of them. Hold on, let me make sure my math is correct before we start
There's
guessing.
12 that played in every single event.
There are 12 that played in every single event. There are 22 people that played in every event in the spring, and 22 people that played in every event of the summer, and 12 of those people overlap.
Okay.
Are you looking at documents, or are you going off your top of your head?
I'm just going top of head.
Okay, I love it.
Yes, I'm just going top of head here.
Willie Nichols, check mark.
Yes, Nilly Wickles. I'm going to go with
This is
BG
great.
Brad Gilbert.
Brad Gilbert on the list. Check. We are currently quizzing assistant tour director Jason Bird on who he thinks the 12 golfers are that have competed in every single event, spring and summer. This is from Monster Day to the PC Open. Cool to say it like that. Okay,
The comments are going crazy. The comments are giving me lots of answers right now. So I don't know. I'm going to turn off the comments now, but I've seen Falconier, Scotty, Greg Graff. I am not guessing Steve Evans. I think Steve Evans has missed an event.
I don't know. I'm not looking at my page. I'm doing something else over here right now.
Hey, Ernie Cannon definitely missed an event.
Yeah, Ernie Cannon definitely did not get points in that event for sure.
Yeah, definitely missed an event. I'm just...
Okay.
Hold
1 second. Hold 1 second. I may have made one mistake. There may be 13.
Oh, there may be 13.
Beep. Let me check. It's right here.
I am not guessing Ernie. He did not earn points in that event and does not count in this.
Okay. Nope. My number is correct. It is 12. I saw Lazaro's name come up from Elijah, and then Morgan said no, he missed one, and then that's fact checked accurate. Okay,
fact checked accurate.
Okay, so far you are 2 for 2 on guessing the 12 tour golfers that have played in every event, Monster Day to the PC Open. Willie and Greg Graff.
I am turning off comments now, so I don't get influenced by the peanut gallery. 2 couches down from me.
Okay.
So Greg Graff, that was already fed to me. I was going to guess that one anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we got Greg Graff, Brad Gilbert, and Willie Nichols.
You know, I know Mark Kucheski did all the spring, but did he do all the summer? I don't know.
Kucheski actually missed one in spring.
Oh, did he really?
He missed Monster Day, I think.
What a loser.
Yes, he got them all in the summer, but that's not the game we're playing.
Yes. Did Morgan Graff play in all of them?
Morgan Graff is on the list.
Is on the list. Okay, I got that one. She is flipping me off, just for the record.
You got 4.
I've got 4 so far. Okay. Can we go with? Did I get David Falconier?
Falconier is on the list. Very
So 5?
good. Very good. On the list. Excited for the playoffs. Probably watching right now.
I will guess Micah Carroll.
Micah Carroll is one of them. You're doing great right now.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're halfway there.
Michael Dermanuelian. Is MD one of them?
Yeah. Very good.
Okay. So
Devin. 1, 2, 3.
So
4,
usually I'd guess Sean Vidal, but I happen to know he missed at least one event due to injury or
I
surgery.
actually had to remove him from my list.
Yes,
I just wrote him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go dark horse with this one, and it might. Nope, not doing it because I think you missed one. I'm not doing it. I was gonna say Jermaine Bowen, but I'm backing out of that one. I'm gonna go Dustin Hassan.
Dustin Hassan missed one in spring.
Damn it, Dustin. Casey Graham.
Casey Graham is a good name. Yes, sir.
Yes, that was a good one. That was one. I got 1 strike. This is the game where I'm out at 3 strikes, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, whatever. We're
Yeah,
getting
well,
close. For
many-
everybody just joining us, this is Jason Bird's attempt to name the 12 golfers that competed in every regular season event on tour this year. So far, he's gotten, it looks like 8 of them. Willie Nichols, Morgan Graff, Greg Graff, Brad Gilbert, Micah Carroll. It's actually pronounced Carroll. David Falconier, Michael Dermanuelian, and Casey Graham. 4 names yet to go. 1, 2, 3, 4 check marks yet to go.
Kevin Tennyson?
Kevin Tennyson played all of them in spring, but not the summer. That's a good name, though.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Okay. I'm starting to struggle here a little bit. I got 1 more strike and then I'm out.
Okay. A 1-word name.
A 1-word name?
Maybe the only person on tour that is recognizable by all as with just 1 name. Like Prince.
Or Madonna?
Or Baldo.
Yeah, it could be Baldo. I'll guess Baldo.
There you go, Baldo it was. There you go, buddy. Keep up the good work. Okay, 2 to go. That's Baldo joins the all of them club. We've got 1 champ flighter up there, 1 third flighter, and 1 airline pilot.
Yep, Kent Simnett was literally next on my lips.
Kent Simnett it is.
He signs up so late for the tournaments, though. Like, I didn't want to do it, but I kind of wanted to do it.
We've got a champ flighter whose name you definitely have mumbled on this segment already.
Steve Evans? No, it's not Steve Evans.
It is Steve Evans.
I thought he missed one in the summer.
Oh, let me check my map. Maybe I screwed up. That's a negative.
Okay. So is that all of them now?
No, there's 1 third flighter.
Jonathan Harder?
No.
I'm out now. That was my 3rd strike. I don't know who to give. Jason Cross?
That's it. Very good.
Oh,
there we go. Great job, Jason Bird. That's all 12. 12 golfers played in every event on the 2023 season. Willie Nichols, Morgan Graff, Stephen Evans, Greg Graff, Brad Gilbert, Micah Carroll, Baldo, whose name is actually Ubaldo Elgea, but goes by Baldo. Jason Cross, David Falconier, Kent Simnett, that's Captain Kent Simnett, Michael Dermanuelian, and Casey Graham. That represents 1.8% of the golfers who played on tour this year. Thank you all. Shout out to you. There'll be a graphic in the next newsletter, maybe some cookie pictures.
Love cookie pictures.
Jason Bird, you want to shout out the ambassadors at this time as well?
Okay, do we want to play another game where I can see if I name all the ambassadors?
Nah, that's much more personal if you forget somebody. I'm not going to let you do that. At this time, the 2023 regular season is in the books. We are launching the fall playoff series this Saturday. The fall playoffs actually start in 1 day and 12 and a half hours is the first tee time. There's a countdown timer on the front homepage. But the regular season in the books, Jason and I thought it'd be a really cool chance to shout out to all of those ambassadors who've helped throughout the season in one way or another. The tour thanks you. Jason and I thank you. From scoring to starting to marshaling to setting up and picking up and everything in between.
Yeah, and I mean, I was just kidding. I could name every ambassador pretty dang quick. Without them, we don't really have a tour. At least it's not to the showmanship that we like to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good way to describe it. Yes, there'd be paperwork, we'd tee off, and we'd score. Yes. But the ambassadors allow the tournament experience, the tournament production to go to the next level every time. As a matter of fact, I was just on the...
I just saw that.
Talk about distracting. I mean, it's like squirrel, that's difficult. You could do that to me all night long and we wouldn't get anywhere for sure. The ambassadors allow us to take the tour to the next level. We got
Sean and Laura on the course. You know how flight attendants say they're there primarily for your safety, but also for your comfort. Well, Sean and Laura are there for your pace of play, but they got water too for your comfort. So they do both. They got a dual role, and
they got ball finding skills. They got pace of play skills. They got rules skills. I mean, invaluable presence down the stretch.
Yeah,
Steven Evans marshalling as well with them out on the course.
GG is starting with Micah.
Greg Graff and Micah Carroll starting, and then the executive five-some of myself, Jason Bird, Mike,
Casey scoring with Dustin. Of course, set up with MD and you
and Casey Graham, and we would be remiss not to mention Sabrina this year as the tour financial advisor. But everybody, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. From the golfers to the ambassadors to the 12 players that played in everything from Monster Day to now. We wouldn't be where we are without you guys. And
I'd be curious, Travis, if Micah and Greg made money as starters this year.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
I would be curious to know if Greg and Micah made money as starters this year.
With the ability to get in on the skins?
Yes, because they're purchasing people who don't believe in themselves.
I'm not certain they were profitable over the year, but maybe you get on little hot stretches,
GG said he broke even. Chris Campbell, shout out to that guy.
There's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
That dude made a lot of money buying people's skins.
Yeah. Yeah, and closest to the pins back in the day. Yeah, there used to be a closest to the pin competition back in the day, and there used to be prizes, and it used to have to be a sellable item.
I remember when you worked from the trail, it had to be like Tour Edge drivers. I'm like, who the fuck wants that?
Hey, easy killer. Tour Edge is legit. Best fairway woods ever made, probably.
I mean, they're good, yeah. I mean, sure. But having starters is a great tournament experience. I like to hear the stories of people like completely like botching their tee shots, or hear really cool stories about people doing really cool stuff on first tees and stuff like that. So starters are cool. Scoring area is really cool. It's always a buzz. You know, it's not like that without did Greg Graff even buy me in skins? I don't even remember.
I have no idea. So many moving parts. Shout out ambassadors. Thank you so much for all you guys do. Looking forward to going into the playoffs with the ambassadors. Ambassadors on the team already. Some ambassadors in the point standings. You never want to be the first ambassador cut in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just more work for you.
Oh, you can't play in the next tournament. You can start and score. Yeah, you've been assigned double shifts.
Yeah. Oh, you suddenly have a free Sunday there. I know you were blocking out, so here you go.
Well, guys, we've got round 1 coming up Saturday. Round 2 is the top 72. That is 10 cuts from Saturday to Sunday. The first real cut of the year. Jason Bird, I know you haven't done a lot of your analytics yet. Casey Graham projecting the first cut somewhere around the 40 number. Have you got a chance to take a peek at that yet?
I mean, it's I think it's 40 is good, right? 40 to 47 is usually what it's at. I think it's been as low as 38, but I mean, just shoot for 50 and you're in solid.
I think that's a great way to look at it. I think it was 41 last year. Maybe Casey said it was 39 last year.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, to 100 points earned from this weekend is a good first digit. You know, that Saturday into Sunday cut's going to be somewhere around 40. And that Sunday to next week Saturday cut, historically right around 110, somewhere in there, you think?
What was it, like 120 last year?
I think it was 106 last year, I think.
You just want to you just want to get to Brack, but then at Brack you got to play good because that's where the point spread starts to spread out a little bit.
Survive, win, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't play Northern well, so I'm just going to go survive, win, get in the horse race and win that.
Oh, there we go. I love it. The ceiling of the horse race for Bird. I love it. Round 1 and round 2 at Northern Hills this weekend. And then, as Jason just said, Saturday, October 21st, the round of 54. The third round's 54 golfers. So that's the real big cut. You know, that's the 8. So we lose 28 people this weekend. 10 on Saturday, 18 on Sunday.
See ya.
And that's when you're right. We joke about it a lot, but it's a really fun part to kind of sit back and let people try to do their own math. And I love that. You're exactly right. # play better. I love that. I love it. Play better. Earn your spot. It's the playoffs. This is what it's all about. And then we're on to Brackenridge Park right now. End of October. Brackenridge Park. Greens are good. Course is good.
Let me tell you, I played Brack in a skins game with one of my vendors last weekend, and Brack is amazing. Brack is in amazing condition. The greens are they're not like super fast, but they're faster than Northern. They're smoother. They're rolling super true. All the turf on the fairways and the surrounds is thick and where it needs to be. It's not like bare in some spots. It is definitely very good. Yes, someone did pick up my ball, Greg. Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get to Brack. I'm pretty sure the tour setup committee has Lift Clean in place in general areas on their radar coming up at Northern Hills. But
there's like crevices in some of the fairways, so I think you really have to.
Yeah, and the tournament setup committee likes protecting against those thin lies, drought-stricken lies. But based on early reports from Brack, I can't wait to play Tour Championship weekend playing the ball down. I like that.
I agree. I played that Skins game ball down. We did not have ball in hand at all, and I did not once think, holy shit, I wish I had ball in hand right now. The turf condition at Brack, it's in really good shape for sure. Greens probably could get faster, they're not even slow, but I'm sure that they could do a little something for championship weekend, with the weather cooling down, so it's not as stressed anymore. It was just in really good shape. I didn't win any skins. All of them were covered. I think I had 6 of them or something like that. I was pissed. But shot a 69 though.
Well, that's good.
With an asterisk, I gave myself a 5 on the dude who picked up my ball on 13.
Well, that's not.
But but I mean, in the skins game, I couldn't. I mean, we dropped a ball and I made a 4, and for the skins game, they're like, we're not going to give you a 4 for that. Like, we don't know for sure it was my ball.
So it's a lost ball. You signed for a wrong scorecard.
Yeah, of course. It's
okay.
Virtually.
All right, just making sure we're on the same page. Okay. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, shout out to our ambassadors. Shout out to all tour golfers competing this weekend. I love it, Greg. Yeah, DQ.
I love Dairy Queen.
That's what I love about Texas.
I love Texas.
Get those last practice rounds in. And then Saturday it starts really meaning stuff. 4 events left, and we are on to the South Texas Match Play Challenge at High Meadow Ranch in northern Houston, in Magnolia, actually.
The northern hills of Houston.
Was there last weekend at High Meadow Ranch Golf Club. I was down there with Casey Graham, Mike Dermanuelian, Micah Carroll, Trace Davis, and Danny Puckett. We went down to scout the property a little bit, putt on those greens, and do some recon. It's a nice place. Looking forward to going there.
Is there a locker room?
Yes.
Perfect. I love locker rooms.
It is definitely a place to change clothes in. Yes.
Good burp.
Yes. It is definitely a place to change clothes in. But back to the golf course, High Meadow Ranch Golf Course.
Can I get this translated for me?
Everyone got lucky. The Bobcats were at home this weekend. I was prime for a run. That is Jeff Warren not playing in the playoffs.
Okay.
Because
who are the Bobcats?
Because the San Marcos Bobcats.
San Marcos Bobcats. Is that a high school team?
That is the university. That's Texas State.
Oh, so it's not the San Marcos Bobcats. It's the Texas. I didn't even realize they were the Bobcats.
I guess I did say the San Marcos Bobcats. I did, yes. The Texas State Bobcats. He was prime for a run. Thanks for making us work for that.
Yes. Amazing.
Jason Bird, what else do we got to talk about this evening on the podcast? Just you and me. I know it's a little casual tonight.
I know that we have like 34 seconds left in the podcast because you got to go to Home Depot and buy some wood or something.
I believe the tour setup committee needs some supplies. And maybe one member of the tour setup committee was really, really late a couple weeks ago and wants to make sure that he's very prepared and on time tomorrow morning. So, yes, I need some supplies for course.
Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yes.
I should play a practice round.
I believe MD is playing with Scott Williams at 1:00 in the afternoon. If the rest of my responsibilities for the playoffs are done, I'd love to play 9 holes. That's my goal.
Which 9?
I think the back 9's more fun. So that's a legitimate. I feel like I can join by 3:40, 3:45 in the afternoon, I think. 150 tomorrow. 2 spots open. 150. 2 spots open.
Okay.
David Falconer, that's amazing. I'm so glad you joined the podcast at the last minute. David Falconer, congratulations.
I mean,
he is in the 12.
The pills.
He's in the 12. David Falconer competed in every event this year, driving from Rockport. One of my all-time favorite tour moments is an interaction between Greg Graff and David Falconer.
I love this story. It's told so many times and it never gets old. And then Greg does it to me too. He'll be like, "What are you holding, Bird?" I'll be like, 6 iron. He'd be like, "Well, I'm holding 6 iron too, so one of us is wrong."
That's exactly.
He does that to me too. It's so amazing. And then I get scared that I'm holding the wrong club.
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting a text message from MD saying how bad we are at the podcast. Hold on.
Listen, not having a script is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. Again, David Falconer. Yes, so best interactive moment, David Falconer, Greg Graff. I'm not certain we've ever talked about it on the podcast, though. Have we talked about this on the podcast? I don't know. Cedar Creek.
I talked about it like literally everywhere, so I assume the podcast has seen it.
Cedar Creek, hole number 14 at the time. So what was that, make it hole number 5 now?
Yeah, that part 3, the first part 3.
And Greg Graff and David Falconer are on the tee box, and they both have 8 iron in their hands. And I happen to be marshalling and pull up on that tee box and start having a conversation about their club selection. It's a partner event. Let's make that clear. It's a partner event. And I said those words after Greg Graff told me that he was 2 clubs longer than David Falconer. They're both holding 8 iron. I said, well, one of you is wrong. That's what I said. And David Falconer goes, "Yep, it's me. I'm gonna club up." And he clubs up to 5 wood.
Amazing.
And then hits it short. And I know Greg Graff and David Falconer are both watching right now. So I think that's pretty cool.
And Greg does it to me now too.
Yes, and the best part about that story is that is 100% accurate. There's no exaggeration. The story is still funny every time.
The last time that happened to me and Greg, it was number 3 at Almost. He's like, "What do you got?" And I was like, "I got 5." It was for like $1.95. And he's like, "Well, I got 6, so one of us is wrong." And I'm thinking, yeah, he got 6 and I got 5. Someone's really wrong right now.
Yes, 100% yes. I don't remember where Greg Graff hit that shot. I lost my shit when David clubbed up to 5 wood. It was difficult for me to maintain focus. But, man, playoffs, a cut. I love not having Greg Graff casually hits the green. Green in regulation. He says, "Shame on me for not remembering. I'm sorry. That was a minute ago." Jason Bird, what else do we got to talk about?
I don't know. I want to talk about how Domino's Pizza is so cheap right now with the online deal. You get 2 pizzas for like $10. It's great.
That would be awesome if we were getting a kickback TikTok deal there. Can you put up the South Texas match play graphic?
I don't know. Let's see.
Let's talk about the South Texas match play schedule for the next couple minutes, and then I got to get going.
Nilly Wickles, Gorgon Raff, Mark Kacheski, Lazaro Gonzalez, Mike Dermanuelian, and Steve Evans. 10 spots to go.
10 spots to go, 7 of which come from the playoffs. The wild card selection is most points earned, regular season plus playoffs. That's not on the team. And then that final day, the first 4 people to miss the team of the top 36 go right to the horse race. I want to talk. Put that back up. I didn't get a chance to read it. It was up and gone so fast. I want to talk about how a small bucket sounds when it is airborne from 110 mile an hour swing speed. Okay, I have so many questions.
Okay, what's your first question? We'll answer the first question.
Is the small bucket hit collectively at 110 miles an hour? Or are the golf balls individually hit at 110 miles an hour each?
Okay, Greg Graff is referring to the actual bucket.
Okay, the actual bucket. Okay?
Yes.
So, okay, I didn't get there. The actual bucket. I want to talk about how the actual small range bucket sounds when it gets struck mistakenly from a driver swing at 110 miles an hour.
It was not a driver either.
Well, then there's no way it was 110 and not a driver. Who was it?
I agree with that assessment. It was me.
And what club were you swinging?
The Orange Whip.
Oh, maybe you could move the Orange Whip at a hundy.
That is 48 inches.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So this happened today, no less than 4 hours ago. I started to warm up to hit my medium bucket. I was with my real estate agent, Jeffrey Posey. Was with Greg Graff and Morgan Graff at San Pedro. And definitely swinging my Orange Whip, and I hit the stand for the golf bag. I didn't realize it was that close to the mat, so I hit that thing by accident, right? So I moved it, and I stepped into my next swing without looking, and someone had left a small bucket. You know how the mat is like, it was like sitting on the edge of the grass and the mat.
Yeah.
Right? And it was buckets opening facing me, but I didn't see it. And so I just whipped the Orange Whip, and when I went through my follow through, I saw it in my periphery, but it was too late, and the Orange Whip grabbed the bucket and flung it all the way downrange at San Pedro, and I think Greg died. Morgan ran all the way into the parking lot, and Jeff turned around and goes, "What was that?" It sounded absolutely crazy. It was completely accidental, but it sounded amazing flying through the air. Yeah, definitely had like 40 to 50 yards of carry for sure. It was like a wiffle ball.
That's exactly what I would think it would be like a wiffle golf ball. Yeah.
So if you ever want to know, I've never really wondered what a small bucket would sound like flying through the air, but I know now. And then I topped a 4-iron into that bucket downrange later in the range session.
What range? San Pedro?
San Pedro.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
that is probably the last topic of the night, I think. I know you got to get to Home Depot, and I got to go Mimi's.
Yeah. Podcast back on Tuesday night next week.
Short turnaround for us. It's like playing a Thursday night game in the NFL. Now we got a short turnaround.
Yeah, it's yes, preparation time. Preparation window shrinks.
My body won't be recovered in time.
And then I'm going to let MD talk to this next week a little bit more, but we are definitely Facebook living at the very least the playoff team announcement and the horse race. So that's going to be some scale of a production this year. So you'll be able to view the top 36 Tour Championship team selection, the final top 10, and the entire horse race.
I have no idea what Scott Williams is talking about right now.
The Total Eclipse of the Heart sub.
That's not even a Meatloaf lyric. Scott, explain yourself.
We'll find out next week.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can get out of here. I need Scott to explain himself.
Okay, you keep
I will
you keep
one
going.
show that
I will.
Scott explains himself.
I can't wait to see how this goes with Jason talking to himself here for a minute. Good luck, everybody playing the playoffs. If you're playing a practice round tomorrow at Northern Hills, come say hi to that tour tournament setup committee. We should be there most of the day. I know MD's teeing off at 1:50.
I like how he refers to the tournament setup committee and then immediately after that.
Well, it's a collaborative event, and then I'll be doing something else. So a little bit of all of the above. Everybody, Jason Bird, the platform is yours, buddy. Have fun. Have a good night. Everybody, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you this weekend. Good luck in the playoffs, everybody. Shout out ambassadors. Willie Nichols, Morgan Graff, Stephen Evans, Greg Graff, Brad Gilbert, Micah Carroll, Baldo, Jason Cross, David Falconer, Kent Simnett, Michael Dermanuelian, and Casey Graham, the Fabulous 12. 12 golfers played in every event this year from Monster Day to the PC Open. Shout out, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you all this weekend at Northern Hills. JB, all yours, bud.
I'm waiting for the weird questions. I don't have any yet. Oh, he just turned off his camera. Oh, there he goes. He's gone. There was no weird questions. So